All right, but we are here, Beyond Gaming, third place game of Qualifying Cup number 2. I do believe that the prize here is, what, 1,000 coins apiece? Or 7,000 coins
Yes,
apiece?
1,000 blood coins apiece.
I hope that
1,000.
this stream is okay, because they just started the game. But Barbosa is in here, so we'll see. Either way, we do got the fraps going. The HD stuff will be available later next week. But we do got Fast Moving Men and Team Dignitas going here for the third place game. We're good. Captain Barbosa's on top of everything. Big thanks to our sponsors, Justin TV, QPad, Thermal Take, as well as the admin team from Beyond Gaming. So we got the mods there in the chat. Say thank you very much to them for keeping you guys troll free. Barbosa's streaming, Aaron Hassel controlling everything behind the stream, and it's good stuff. So Cast, here we are, third place game. How about you get us started, dude?
All right, well, I will get this started. Good, fine, sir, as we're going to have Scriff. He wants some blood. He wants some more, wet, juicy red action on his axes. He is taunting his opponents towards him, trying to get those rage stacks off. And look at this, Presto JK as a Harbinger just getting melted as a heroic strike comes out. Good barrier though, making sure that Presto didn't get absolutely wiped off the face of the map. Fear goes out onto Wisteria, and this Worm team is looking so good. And holy smokes, rendering issues with the stream. Here we go, back onto it. Yeah, no, I'm actually doing okay, as we do have Wisteria. He's using his Runic Infusion. Can Victory go down? One more Rage Stack, Temporal Lockdown. He's just going to be sitting there nice and pretty. Script actually going to be eating almost all the Runic Infusion. He just had to wait for that Reflect to come back up. Holy smokes, he might have been taken out, and it could have been a 2v2 at that point. It's not going to happen, though, as Hybrid is just going to get taken out by some Pixie Dust in the top left, while Scriff and Wisteria in the bottom right were just finishing things up, throwing axes and runes about. No problem. And that's 1-0 for Team Dignitas over Fast Moving Men on the cold side.
I had like 2 camera resets going on in that match. That was kind of weird. Almost reminded me of the old Observer bugs, so I didn't exactly get to see some of the more vital points there.
Dude, that's why you use free cam. You don't just use smart cam. Make sure you capture all the action and it doesn't glitch out.
Smart cam, not so smart. But yeah, Scriff, he's going to be coming in here with that Reflect. Presto wisely not going to be hitting that with that Shadow Ball, because that would just be reflected right into his face. But Hybrid already taking big deeps right here, as Victory going to be trying to heal him back up. Scriff is going to keep Victory some company, but the Chrono Flux coming out very nice right there. Malachor is going to have to space on out of that after his own. It's a 2 Herald battle. I didn't realize that until just now, but Wisteria with the Runic Barrier, he has himself an infusion ready to go. Scriff is going to be gearing up here for a charge. There it is, big damage. Wow, right there onto Hybrid as he just dropped like a rock. So that's going to be a 2-on-3. We do got that charge still ready to go here with Scriff. Not too sure what he wants to use with it, but the lockdown going down onto Presto. There it is, big damage, big money right there, as Victory cannot keep Presto up, and that's going to be a quick second win here for Dignitas.
Oh, MVP play of the game, Malachor. Check out some of his damage. Runic, he should have had Runic Infusion somewhere in there, because he just threw down a Chronoflux right on top of Hybrid when he was using his Runic Infusion, and you already did have Wisteria using his, so Hybrid was getting hit by his own Runic Infusion as well as Wisteria's. He melted for that reason. Like, huge mistake. You have to cancel it as soon as you see that Chronoflux come on down. And right now, Battle of the Chronos on between these 2 inhibitors and Heralds. As we're going to see Scriff try and reflect a Shadow Bolt. No, that is actually going to hit Wisteria because it got re-aimed. And using the free cam is actually very nice, so I suggest that, Captain Barbosa. And a Hybrid over here getting his Runic Infusion off. Wisteria dodging most of it, though. Getting that Wuju, that's going to get rid of all of those debuff stacks. Healing where it is down. Runic Infusion from Wisteria, and Scriff using his Heroic Charge at the same time onto Hybrid. That's another shift going to have to be going and used. Victory had to space. Now he's very vulnerable to attack himself. Presto JK going to be shooting out the Shadow Bolts. Wuju happens from Wisteria, reading these guys like a book. This Team Dignitas team, that's what they're doing against Fast Moving Men. And wow, this is really not looking good for the cold side, as Malachor is just going to space in. Intercept happens. Scriff just going to get that M1 off afterwards. Excellent job right there. Using the EX is not always saving up for that Heroic Charge, which he does love to use, and Scriff at certain times. But right now, it's going to be 3-0 unless some kind of miracle happens for Team Dignitas. They're going to take the first map for this third place match. And oh man, cold team, just gotta capitalize on some of those mistakes. You gotta make sure that you're gonna hit your ultimate, that you're set up for it, We saw Hybrid try and use his, and he got his really early, too. He did a great job getting his energy. Thing is, though, he was away from his target. He was trying to hit Wisteria. Wisteria got hit once, and then he dodged left, dodged right. There was no kind of follow-up. There was no kind of other pressure onto Wisteria that would have forced him into a position where he couldn't move as quickly, and he could have gotten, he could have taken more hits from Runic Confusion. You have to combo your ultimates, just like we saw Wisteria and Scriff do. Wisteria, he spaced on through, got that little bit of an end cap. Then he was point-blank range against Hybrid, used his Runic Confusion. Scriff came in with that heroic charge with a little bit more time for end cap, guaranteeing another hit, as well as a freaking rage stack. And that's the way to do it. And that's really the difference between these two teams at this point and the kind of gameplay. Presto JK sort of uses his ultimate all willy-nilly. Hybrid just uses his. He doesn't use it in conjunction with the temporal lockdown. I'd like to see a little bit more coordination from fast-moving men in that regard. But Team Dignitas, formerly known as Donors by Heart, really showing us how to play, double tank healer and how to actually use a Vanguard. That is such a rare character, such a rare bloodline to see in any kind of tournament here in Bloodline Champions.
I think he's actually the only one I've ever seen in any tournament running a Vanguard, or at least, running a successful Vanguard. But yeah, right successful. Now... Yeah, successful, that's the key word, yeah. But right now, yeah, fast-moving men, they're going to jump right here into Wisteria. Wisteria getting some good attention here from Presto, going to get that Affliction off, but Hybrid is in the middle of both Scriff and Malachor. Scriff already has that ultimate ready to go, not too sure what he wants. He uses it right there. Oh, victory, good, huge. Big damage right there. You just see him line that up. Malachor has that lockdown ready to go. It's not going to land. Yes, it is. It's actually going to hit a victory, but it does look like Scriff, when Malachor is too busy over there in the corner, Scriff does go down. That's going to mean it's a 2v2, Presto and Hybrid, but I don't know. The health pools at this point are looking a little bit more in the favor of Team Dignitas, especially with that healer, and Malachor with the space going to be grabbing that last hit point from the Presto, so dying to a space, always a little bit embarrassing, but at the same time, Hybrid going to go down without not going to go down without a fight, as Wisteria, yep, I think that was a Woj, right? The Wisteria right there?
Yes, Woj, which is the double space, uses 40 energy. And I want to point one thing out about Malachor, right? This is a pretty dirty play that he did. So he got the temporal lockdown. Then he feared, he shot the dust off right afterwards and spaced on through. Now you do 33% more damage, and he was like, okay, I have to make it a 2-2 or else this guy's going to get away and he's going to heal up, and it's going to be no bueno. Victory is their healer. So he actually just went and forewent the healing on Scriff and took him out with that basic combo. Lockdown, fear, stifling dust, space on through for that extra 10 damage. Amplified, so that's 13, and that's the kind of high level play, using your abilities to the max and just getting those basic kind of combos off under pressure. And look at this. Oh, we're gonna have temporal lockdown onto Hybrid, but actually he jumped out of the way. Some kind of debuff might have just hit him, and he was broken out of that temporal lockdown quite early, as we do have Hybrid just gonna be shooting one Runic Confusion shot off into himself. Good chrono fluxes by Malachor. I'm gonna have to say his chrono fluxes are much better than victories at this point. And he's just really punishing Hybrid for trying to do any kind of shenanigans. As Scriff did come on back very wisely, trying to get a little bit of heals. Nice temporal lockdown right there. As Victory, oh my goodness, Wisteria actually just shooting into a Chronoflux himself, so not too bad by Victory. EX Fear gonna go on out. Actually, no, I think that was a regular Fear. Gonna try and hide in his little bubble. Nope, not happening. Can they get the kill onto Wisteria? Presto JK does snipe that after a nice Nether Strike. Hybrid also coming in with a little bit of damage himself, so it's going to be a 2-2. We got 2 DPS. Oh, nice Blood Grip, nice Nether Strike. That's extra silence onto Malachor, and that is going to be the finisher. Excellent job by Presto JK, not saving up for his ultimate anymore these rounds. He must have heard the stream. He must have talked with his teammates and been like, hey, look, I can Blood Grip into Nether Strike. Blood Grip has 1 second silence, 1.2 second silence on the Nether Strike, and that's huge. You can't use any abilities. You're a sitting duck. At that point, it heals him for 16, and it does 16 damage, as well as that silence with the Nether Strike. Excellent job shutting down any kind of way Malachor could have gotten out of that situation. And again, high level play. I'd love to see it. FourCourtJester, please introduced us to this match.
All right, 1-1 right now. Third place matchup here. The BeyondGaming fast-moving men and Dignitas right now. It's going to be Presto JK trying to show us how to play that Harbinger, but he's getting focused a decent amount by both Wisteria and Scriff. Scriff, again, already has that charge ready to go, but we don't have a lockdown. Not too sure we're going to wait for it. Wisteria has the rooting infusion. Going to be throwing out, but gets somehow knocked out of it right there, but a good charge coming from Scriff. You don't not get a break in this game, but Hybrid looking really low. Presto dropping as well. The health point duels in blue team just going down, but Wisteria gets comboed right then and there. Victory stuck in the corner. Scriff's going to come jump on his head, but he does have a space ready to go, and now it's going to be a Malachor Scriff again. Scriff has that ultimate ready to go. He's going to jump. No, I don't even think that actually connected to anything except the wall. Maybe the wall reflected that damage into his face. That's a joke. And Malachor now going to be trying to go 3-on-1, not going to work at all. But hey, look at this. Fast-moving men giving Team Dignitas a run for their money.
They are giving them a run for their money, and yeah, the wall reflected that heroic charge. Oh my gosh, epic!
Okay, yeah, you cannot hurt yourself running into a wall, guys. I had to clarify that.
Hey, maybe he just wanted to jump into the nice little water off into the side. You know, it gets hot in that armor. He probably needed to cool off a little bit. And Scriffing an ultimate, he's staying true to his name, as we are going to see Hybrid here. Not going to use the Wuju because the mind games from Scriff and Hybrid, you know, Scriff was waiting for that. He's like, well, when is he going to Wuju? When is he going to Wuju? There it goes. Scriff guessed it. Did not hit him with his axe. And good job right there. Hybrid just soaking up a little bit of damage, giving Victory some time to heal him, though. And Scriff now has an ultimate. And this could be very bad, but he is just getting pulled in by Presto JK. As long as he is not point blank to his target, or if he is point blank to his target, he's not lethal. Nice nether strike there onto him. Victory is going to have a temporal lockdown. Not going to hit anybody, so 100 meter just wasted, as Hybrid is just trying to use all of his EXs. You know, save up for his ultimate a teeny bit. Scriff completely whiffed his ultimate. Wow, this is the round of whiffed ultimates. Not looking so good. Warm Team now, without that kind of combo ability, is going to be looking on the pain train, you know, side of things. As, ooh, heroic shout, 43 to himself, you know, 14 or 23 to his teammates. Such great healing using those EXs, and we'll just have to see how they can pull this one out. Runic Infusion going out, couple rage stacks, and that could have just been the tide turner, and it is. They do get the kill onto Hybrid with that, but Scriff goes down in the meantime. He was just heroically trying to get on in there, trying to just show off his manliness stupor. But, lockdown from Victory. That's going to keep Wisteria just in the, you know, nether strike, and that's going to keep him silenced for a little bit. 2v2 action, as we do have Malachor off in the back. Good fear, but not a lot of punishment going to go out onto Wisteria. Malachor is going to save the rune. Maybe Wisteria will come on back for it. Yes, good game plan right there. Having that kind of map control, now Wisteria is going to have 30 more energy, be able to throw out. Oh, actually, he's going to Wuju. And oh no, completely misused by Malachor. They backed up, and that nether strike right there onto Wisteria, stopping that ultimate. Chronoflux is in the corner, and let's see what they can do. Cold Team really needs to find a way to get on out. Wisteria not going to be taking any damage with that barrier. Presto JK going to try and get on through. Malachor is just sitting pretty. Nice job with his positioning. And Victory in the meantime going to try and get that temporal lockdown. No, not going to happen. Wisteria is just going to space on through, say, nay, sir, nay. You shall not get any shenanigans off onto my teammate. And I don't know which way this is going to go yet. Yep, now I do. Wisteria, I thought was going to reflect some stuff back into his face from that Chronoflux. Did not happen. And Malachor was just able to take out Presto JK in the meantime. And holy smokes, 28% packet loss and 1,000 MS. Are you seeing that on the stream?
Yeah, no. How do you see the packet of recent messages? Yeah.
It's recent messages. If it says anything above 0, that means you're screwed. So
yeah, he's coming back in and he's dropping now 300, 800, but yeah, it does look like Presto is trying to force a remake here. Not too sure what the admins want to do. Everyone's back to regular, but 2-2. I don't know where anyone went.
All right, yeah, they forfeited. It's one of those kind of observer things. So they did forfeit, and they called it 2. All right, so there was no damage done. They were just like forfeit, like, you know, like quick, you know, like rematch, because we have a DC player. Or we have a player who has 1,500 MS. So before damage is done, here's the ruling. Before damage is done, you can call for a remake if you can visibly see that something is wrong. Like we saw he had 1,500 MS, 30% packet loss. Okay, it's unplayable. And you know, if they call before any damage is done, it's just going to be 2-2. Now they're going to play this one out. This is for all the marbles. It's not going to be like they, kill each other until it gets back to 2-2. The score is by default 2-2 when you start this next one. So this last round will decide who wins the map. And we did see Team Dignitas. They have one map over their opponents.
Yep.
Correct? So it is 1-0 for Team Dignitas. If the warm team wins this, then they will take third place. Cold team wins this one, they will be 1-1 in the maps, and they'll be going on to a third map to decide who will take third place in this BeyondGaming 3v3 BLC Open qualifying round number 2. That's a mouthful. And here we go. So 2-2 in the rounds. Make sure everybody knows what the deal is, because there has been a little bit of confusion in the past. That's okay. These guys are pro. They're not going to make that mistake. And we'll get this one underway. So forecourt. Dude, you want to see some more rounds, or do you want Team Dignitas to, take home the big win?
I'd like to see how this is all going to end up. I think we're just going to use this first round to test our movement and all that. But, I mean, I'm kind of torn. I really enjoy the gameplay style of Team Dignitas, but I'm also kind of rooting for fast-moving men because I kind of like them as well. And I don't really know who to go for here. I mean, Presto with that Hardbringer, I just feel like I'm learning so much. And these Chrono Fluxes coming out from the two Heralds are just groundbreaking at some points. Like Malachor reflected so many Shadow Bolts into Presto's face. It's quite hilarious. So I don't know.
All right, so
I'm kind of.
He's just testing. He's just testing if what's going on here.
And
so that's why we have a pack of chickens and some mid-team reses. But
looking like
all right,
good.
So it seems fun. Yep. So they're just gonna, one team's gonna end up dying or something along those lines. And they're just going to get this started in the next round. So don't be confused, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be confused. This is not this is not the deciding factor right here. They are going to play legitimately next round. They were just testing out, making sure that we didn't have any packet loss or 1,500 MS on Presto JK. So, a little bit of a relief, attention relief there.
All right, guys, here we are. Last match round, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be the deciding factor here for the third place game, BeyondGaming Qualifying Cup, a number 2 tournament. Third place, I do believe, gets 1,000 blood coins a piece, and fourth place just gets a congratulatory handshake. So here we go, Team Dignitas, fast-moving men. It is 2-2-1-0 here in the maps. If fast-moving men can take this, we are going to have another map. If they cannot, then we will be going right here into the finals as both teams, as we are waiting for SK versus N7. So here we go. Scriff, he is looking pretty in there in the middle. He's trying to go pretty offensive, but Hybrid not having any of it at all. Presto not really leaving them alone either, but we do got the exploitation go down. Scriff already has that ultimate ready to go again, but a good pull there to Malachor. Has to space out over here to Hybrid. I don't know what Scriff wants to do quite yet, but Wisteria's going to get that Runic Infusion going in fairly short order. There we go. One shot was all he needed. Runic barrier on the Hybrid. Hybrid could jump over with the Infusion, but no, he gets locked down, but Scriff not going to be that ult. There it is, right onto Hybrid, so about 40 damage or so right there. Presto looking all right. He has that Dark Ward. I'm not sure. Yes, he is going to use that onto Malachor, but Malachor spaces out. Victory stuck in a corner, not a place you want to be. He has a lockdown ready to go yet again, but look at Hybrid. So slow, so very low, and Malachor gets locked down, gets out of it, no problem. And Hybrid, he's still alive, using his Woj to get out of there, or his Waji, and I don't know if he's going to get out of that one. Lockdown just barely missed. We had another shift. No, we're going to have the Woj from Wisteria pick him up right there. Malachor off in the corner. Scriff is looking really low. Presto might be able to grab this right now, but Scriff is very wise in this. He's just backing up. Got some good heals there from Malachor, and now Malachor actually going to get chased off by Victory. And Presto, he's still going to keep trying to press this, but it's not going to work because look at Victory just drops so very quickly between that man sandwich of Scriff and Mysteria. So there you go, guys. I do believe that is going to be Dignitas taking the third place game.
Oh, yeah, that man witch is something that I would not like to eat. As look at that, they're all lined up.
Nice.
The dynamic trio, just boom, hand in hand right there, taking the victory. So GG, well played, does come out from Fast Moving Men and their team. And I'm going to be leaving this match as we are going to be watching.
Yep.
Now, that was for third place. We're going to be going on to the grand finals right now.